Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Daily Masters. I think it's taken from DreamHack Winter, and if I'm not mistaken, which I possibly am, this is actually taken from the grand final of DreamHack Winter, or the winners final bracket or something. I don't know. But anyway, so it's like a best of 7. There we go, best of 7 right there. Look at that, that's beautiful. So yeah, really big game at the end of it. And you know what I'd really like to see? I'd like to see an endurance tournament. Like, alright, picture this, like 16 players, like single elimination, maybe double elimination, but every single round is like best of 9 or something like that. Like just, endurance, man. And it would go for like 4 days or something like that. That would be insane, because really test it. Not just a player's skill, but also their endurance. I'd really like to see that. But yeah, we'll see exactly how this is going to go. So anyway, let's introduce the players. It is going to be up the top right side of the map. It is going to be Life. He's from South Korea. He plays for the Starcraft team. And we actually saw him a couple of days ago. I can't remember who he was playing against, but he's pretty awesome. And actually, who was he playing against? Maybe Pulse? I want to find out who he was playing against, so I'm just going to have a look. Anyway, that's TaeJa over there, who I've got on the screen, but I'm kind of off the screen, so I'm not actually moving the mouse around. But yeah, that's definitely TaeJa. Oh, Innovation. So Life was playing against Innovation, and for the life of me, pun intended, I cannot remember who won out of Life or Innovation. I really can't. No, I actually cast the game like half an hour ago, but I really can't remember. So, and anyway, TaeJa, man, very big Terran player, one of the biggest. He is from South Korea, and he plays for Team Liquid, and of course, Team Liquid, well known for having some of the biggest players in the world. Yeah, so very nice. And yeah, look at that, absolute pro walling in versus the Zerg player, because you never know when those Zerg players are going to go for like the pesky 6 pull and stuff like that. Life hasn't done that though. He's messed up his 6 pull build and somehow ended up not getting a spawning pool until he had like 16 workers, and he'd already started building a hatchery. So that's like a really delayed 6 pull right here, which, oh man. So yes, we do have an expansion coming down for TaeJa, and Mr. Life knows full well that that's going down. So third base going to be coming out. But this map, not the best for a third base right here. I mean, you can get this one, but you can go around the back and you can attack it. It's a bit long. You can go around the front and get, there's some rocks there. And this one over there, that's a bit open as well, because that's got a ramp down, and this is like no man's land. I don't know how you defend this, but you just go up here. Maybe if you got the watchtower, you can sort of defend this entrance here. Defend this a bit, but yeah, there's no good safe place to get a third base. The third base locations are all a bit messed up. Double Reaper's going to be having a crack. I almost said quack at the having a quack at the queen. Oh, that's so bad. Having a quack at the queen. That's the stupidest statement I've ever heard. But for some reason, it's just one of those things where it sounds absolutely retarded, but there's a part of you that just wants to say it, and you just can't explain it. It just wants to have a quack at the queen. I'm not going to say it anymore, because otherwise this video is just going to get completely ridiculous. Reaper is doing a beautiful jump down there. One worker goes down, one Reaper runs away. They didn't quite get the second worker, but they will get this worker out in no man's land. He told you not to leave the base, but he just did not listen, and the Reaper's coming across. They're very low in health though, so I don't think they're going to get close enough to kill that worker again. I think they are going to just have to get out of there. Oh, TaeJa not paying attention. One Reaper goes down. The other one running for his life, but this is the guy with the most kills, so I guess it's good that this guy survived, even if the other guy died. But anyway, no third base down yet for Life. And 6.5 minute mark, he should probably get a move on if he's going to make one, because I mean, he knows that TaeJa has 2 bases, and Zerg on 2 bases. It's going to, around the 10-minute mark, he is going to be not in a good position, not all that much. Although he's actually going for a very fast Spire. Not super fast, but relatively fast. He's got gas off both of these bases. So he may be thinking about running a large pack of mutas off 2 bases. I don't know. I don't know if this plan could work. I've never seen it for the longest time. So maybe he can make it happen. I mean, you usually don't see 2-base Zerg doing anything off 2 bases, like Zerg doing anything off 2 bases in pro-level games. Unless it's like TvZ in the first 10 minutes. Then they're like doing Lings, maybe some early roaches off 2 bases, but against a Terran player on 2 bases? Nah, you almost never see Zerg go 2 base anything, so the fact that he's going for it here is maybe saving up for just a crap ton of mutas, and wants to get those mutas out ASAP. Like, he's actually delayed his third because he wants to get the mutas out so fast, and he's got a very, very decent amount of minerals, so that's going to be 6 mutas straight out, just boom, and yeah, so I'm seeing if he's going to build the other 2. Yes, he is. Very, very nice stuff there. The Ling's actually taken this out, so maybe thinking about expanding to a 4th base. I don't know. You'd kind of want to be taking these rocks out, though. But the Reaper is going to be coming in, seeing this base, and the Hellions are like, well, what do you want us to do about it? We don't actually kill bases. And they're taking out their own rocks as well as there. Oh, the Reaper gets trapped by the Lings. Very, very unfortunate. And the mutas are out on the field. We do have a 6 with another 2 on the way. Very, very nice. And the Hellions are suddenly like, well, this is not good for us. So the question is this going to pay off for Life right here? He's got extremely early mutas, having sacked a little bit of stuff. Missile Torrent does go down, but TaeJa, bunch of stimmed up Marines running straight back into the base. Having that watchtower really, really helped him out. And suddenly he knows about the mutas. He knows what's going on. He knows he needs to be able to defend against them. And Life, I don't know, man. I don't think this is working out for him at all. And here we go. TaeJa's getting a 3rd base at all. So far, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be working out for Life. He delayed that 3rd base for quite a long time, presumably to get the fast mutas, but it just has not worked out. So there he goes. Just going to be jumping on back. What are these guys? Bunch of Lings. They're not going to get in anywhere. Although he is morphing a bajillion Banelings. Does he have Baneling speed? No, and he's not researching it yet anyway. So assuming these Marines do have stim, which they do, they should be able to deal with the Banelings off creep extremely easily. Banelings off creep against stimmed up Marines? No way. The Banelings have no hope. Absolutely no hope of getting in there. Although if he's going for some sort of, I don't know why he would go for a bunker bust or anything like that. He has got a lot of Lings. Oh, the Banelings, I think they are going for a bunker bust right here. And just running in, just giving TaeJa nowhere to move, and the Lings right in the front, providing a shield for the Banelings, and this is an exceptional tactic, of course. Using the Lings to soak up the damage while the Banelings get in range, extremely good, but these group of Marines managing to survive, and the Lings doing a great job on these workers, cutting TaeJa a little bit back, and this base might have to lift it up, but the Lings are getting really, really shredded here. And TaeJa with 1-1 just come out. He's already got 2-2 on the way. And Life has decided, you know what? Maybe Baneling speed is actually a good idea. But he did a lot of good stuff there. He wiped out a lot of supply depots. He knocked TaeJa back. But I don't think he did any critical damage to TaeJa. I really don't. I mean, he's moving around, but TaeJa has proven that he's up to the task. And I don't think he lost a few workers, but not a lot. Not a huge amount of workers. So, yeah, he's still alright. He is going to have to start dealing with all of these Banelings, though. And all of these mutas. And Baneling speed is now out, so it's going to be twice as hard to deal with the Banelings. You can see them getting right in there. And with the addition of Lings and mutas, the Marines are having a hard time dealing the DPS they need to. You can see those guys actually did die, that group of Marines, and leaving the mutas and the Lings free to harass the workers once again, trying to keep TaeJa's worker numbers down, which is an excellent idea for Life because he is actually behind on workers. I'm very surprised to see that, but he's gone for a lot of aggression in this early mid-game sort of area. Just aggression, aggression, aggression. Not at all bulking out his workers as we'd usually see a Zerg do in this circumstance. Not at all getting that really, really nice 3-base macro that we know Zerg players love to get. And most Zerg players, they'd be up to like 60, going on 70 workers by this point in the game. But At life, he's only at 45 because he's spending every cent he has. Oh, beautiful hit. Just took out like 4 Banelings with 1 Widow Mine. That's the sort of thing that can change the entire course of a game. But the rest of the Marines do get taken out. I think they actually went into the medevac. I think the medevac actually saved them. But Baneling still just keeping them down. And without the serious group of Marines, the Marine grids keep getting picked apart by the Lings. And without a serious group of Marines, the Mutas are just free to basically do whatever they want, and they can just pick off any stray Marines. This missile turret actually doing quite a lot of damage to the Mutas. That's like a hero missile turret right there. But the Widow Mines are out, and they're making themselves known. Life is... Oh, he's actually got some detection there, so knocking back the Widow Mines. Very, very nice job. More Banelings coming in. And Life is not looking like he's backing off at all. He's just full on pressure right here, trying to make it happen. He's so close. I feel like he's so close to just knocking TaeJa off, to hitting him so hard that he's at a position where he just won't be able to survive. But TaeJa, man, continues to hold on, continues to survive. He's got a ton of macro. He's got a ton of Marines coming out all the time. And double medevacs constantly coming out. 8 Marines constantly coming out. He's pumping out Widow Mines as well. He's pulled back to only 2 bases, which means it's going to be a lot easier for him to defend against this sort of play from the Zerg player. And I really feel like that's not a bad thing that he's pulled back, because it's not like Life is pulling ahead. It's not like he's spreading out everywhere going for 4 bases. He has knocked up the workers a little bit though. He's up to 58, and now he's pushed back the 3rd base. He's going nuts on the macro, which is a really, really, really nice decision there from Life. But the question is TaeJa going to realize that Life is backing off a little bit, working on a bit of macro? Is he going to push out and try and get his 3rd base? It looks like the answer is yes, but he's not quite working out like he would want. He needs a bit more missile turrets, and the Banelings up there are going to be a continuing source of just major pain for TaeJa right here. As we said, in the Zerg, it's very hard for him to get a 3rd base in this sort of map. Same goes for Terran, man. This base is wide open. Massive gap here. Massive ramp over there. Very, very hard to hold a 3rd base in this game. And the only reason that Life's 3rd base hasn't been attacked is because TaeJa's been on the back foot for like the last 10 solid minutes. It's just absolutely incredible. But he's finally got that big fat ball of Marines. He's got a decent number of medevacs. He's got Widow Mines all over the place. He's starting to look good. He's 10 workers behind now, but he does have 2-2 for his ground forces, and Life has not got anything yet in terms of upgrades. And no, I don't think he's got any air upgrades as well, no. So he's doing a couple of nice 2-pronged attacks. The Baneling's getting in there. Oh, sort of don't know what to do, but finally went in there, knocking these guys back. But the drop coming down here as well, taking out quite a fair amount of workers as well. Speeding off up to the top side, you can see that Life just lost like 10 workers off this drop. That's incredible for a single drop. But the Mutas, one Muta may actually die here. Yes, down it goes. So for 4 Marines against like 20 Mutas, that's a pretty good job actually taking one of them out. Here we go, knocking the creep back. Knocking the creep back. Baneling's coming in though, and the worker force of TaeJa going down. He's doing a decent amount of stuff to Life, but that Baneling hit right there completely evened it up. I mean, Life was about 10 workers ahead before, and now he's about 13 workers ahead now, and the Muta's coming into the other base, looking to hit some workers in the main base, or hit something in the main base anyway, and slowly starving TaeJa out here because he's too thinly spread. He needs his main army at both locations, and the main army takes ages to get here. Unfortunately, for Life, there wasn't much to attack here, so a couple more missile turrets going down. Overlord going down, so that's not bad. Lings going around, and a massive influx of Lings coming in here. Going to be forming a ton of Banelings, maybe going for this. The Lings aren't going to be too good here, but going in here, oh, there's a lot of Widow Mines though. There's a ton of Widow Mines, and oh, the Mutas, if the Mutas come in first and start getting hit by the Widow Mines, that will be bad. But I think Life isn't that stupid. He's probably going to send the Lings in first to just suck up most of the Widow Mine hits. But TaeJa actually moving out. He's got to realize there's a ton of Lings over there. He's not in a good position to move forward. He's going to send out a drop. That's fine, but he needs to keep his main force back here for the potential Ling incursion, and that is exactly what he's doing. So really, really great job One Marine coming out, the unlucky scout, the medevacs. What are you doing, you idiots? Lost 3 medevacs, the other one down to critical health. And that was just a bad move right there. Like, literally a bad movement command. He was moving his whole army up there, but of course the medevacs can go over cliffs. Oh, nice Widowmine hit there, but didn't really kill anything, just got a bit of stuff there. We do have some sort of drop over there. With the high ground, they could potentially hit these workers, which wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Yeah, let's have a look. I mean, TaeJa's still... He's way behind on the workers. He needs to get his worker numbers up. He's not actually building any workers, though, so he's just going for broke on this stuff, but I feel like he needs to really get his worker numbers up. I mean, just really, really get them up. He's actually capped right now. He's supply capped. Oh, this is horrible. Horrible position to be in, especially when you've got to get everything out as fast as you can. These guys coming down again. Did a bit of worker damage, and not a lot. If they can get something like the Spire down, that would be awesome, but they're not going to be able to. And this is just actually a diversion. TaeJa's forgotten about that dropship because he's moving his main army in here. But the Ling's coming down, just spreading his creep, knocking the creep back a little bit. Here we go, the Marines coming down, going for this base. The Stim coming down, they might make it. The Lings are not. Oh no, I don't think it's going to happen actually. They're oh, maybe it will. Yes, beautiful. Ling's not quite able to take him out in time. And the 4th base for a life going down there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff by TaeJa. Very, very nice drop. And his main army going to be defending his own 4th up here. So TaeJa's 4th actually doing a really good job. He's got a ton of Widow Mines. He's got a ton of missile turrets. He's learned from his mistakes. I say mistakes with a quotation mark around my fingers because I don't know if they're really mistakes. They're just lack of defenses that life expertly just went through and just abused. But TaeJa is going to make sure there's no chances for life to be abusing his defenses anymore. And now he is going to be jumping up there, knocking out the creep, but his 3rd base may be in danger here. If these Lings run through, they could go back down to the 3rd base. TaeJa does scan it. He does see it. There's a ton of Widow Mines here, but they're mainly getting wasted just on small groups of Lings, not hitting anything major like the Mutas or the Banelings. It doesn't matter though, because TaeJa's main army coming down, chasing the Banelings off creep, managing to do pretty good stuff to them. A lot of Marines do go down, but most of them survive, and the Banelings for now have gone down. There's 14 Banelings somewhere on the map. I got no idea where they are, but they're not here at the moment. A couple of Widowmine hits going off, but not extremely awesome. The Lings do go down though, and the Mutas might be in trouble, but what a play by life, taking out the rocks at that crucial moment and forcing TaeJa to go back there. What a beautiful time to knock the rocks out. And TaeJa's like, well, screw this, I'm going to take the rocks out. But I mean, life may have bought himself critical moments to get some Banelings out, and if he gets those Banelings out, he can probably defend against this force. Let's see, where are the Banelings coming out? He's got these ones out here. He's got a total of 25. I don't know where most of these Banelings actually are, but we're definitely going to be seeing them soon. Here's a bunch more coming out. Oh, here they are. Beautiful amounts of Banelings. Absolutely beautiful. And TaeJa going to try and do something here. Try and make it happen, but the Banelings getting right in, and he just has to run for it right there. And a lot of his forces going down, but he's still got a small force going on. And the Banelings for now have been taken out. There's none left, but there's 5 more coming in over there. And if TaeJa can just keep the reinforcements going, just keep it happening, then he may be able to do something here. He's so close to be able to being able to take out this base. He just needs to be able to hold off these Banelings, but nah, here we go. We got the Mutas coming in. There's 4 missile turrets, and I don't think this repair is going to be enough because, yeah, the Mutas take it out. A lot of workers going down. They managed to keep the missile turret up, but there's just so many Mutas that destroying them all with a single missile turret would just take too long. He does take this base out, TaeJa, but he loses most of his forces in the process, and he's got to save something to deal with these guys. He's actually, yeah, he's got a few Marines coming up there. Managed to save this with some mules to repair it, hoping to head off these Mutas, but the Mutas, oh, going to be taking out some medevacs, so it's a counter head off, heading off TaeJa's own reinforcing forces, but he is going to have to move back now. Unless he wants to go around really wide and start hitting that, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, both players managing to snag an expansion. TaeJa managed to hold on to his, but he lost a hell of a lot of workers. and Life lost his expansion, but managed to hold on to most of his workers. So I don't know which is better. I think Life's probably in the better position. He's got such a nice worker advantage right now. And yeah, he's just going nuts. The mutas are going absolutely ballistic. Marines are nowhere to be seen. They can't catch up with the mutas. And the mutas just going nuts. They're not even bothering about the workers. He's just going for the expansion. He knows that that's the thing he has to take care of right now. And there it goes down the toilet. Nice dropship coming down here though. And this could be good, but there are a couple of Banelings just rolling straight in, and that is not going to help at all. He's actually dropped them down again. I don't know whether he's trying to soak up Baneling hits or something like that, but it does not look good for Mr. TaeJa, man. He's got 2 bases. He's got to move this one over to the 3rd base location. He's going to be mining off 2 bases, and that might be enough. Look at how many Widow Mines he's got. It's like Widow Mine Central. If all it would take with Life would be to run 1 Ling in here and all of those workers would die. That would just be crazy. But as far as mutas are concerned, the mutas are going to be in for the surprise of their life. Oh, does he know about the Widow Mines? Oh, actually used a small group of mutas to trigger them off. Oh, another Widow Mine which he missed gets off a beautiful hit on the rest of the mutas, and they're looking very, very scant at the moment. There we go. So, we're gonna be trying to do something? I don't know. It's a nice play by Life. He sent like 4 mutas in just to soak up the Widow Mine hits, but that one other Widow Mine did manage to get a beautiful hit off on the mutas, and it's going to take him a little while to regen up to the point where they're actually able to deal in combat anymore. And meanwhile, TaeJa has massed up a massive army. I don't know how he's done it, since his income is completely down the toilet. He's down to 23 workers under 47. But I think he's just been keeping these guys alive I mean, he's been chasing mutas the entire game, not really catching them, so he hasn't really been losing a lot. He's lost a fair amount. Oh, those Banelings. So look at this bloody Changeling coming in. What a bastard right there. I think that's what the Changeling actually looks like when you have detection and stuff like that. Of course, we can see it, but TaeJa can't, because he doesn't have detection, obviously. But we got another drop coming down here, though, and this is going to get finished off. So the Marines are doing a pretty good job of holding them on. Actually, wiping out some mutas there, which is pretty good. The mutas actually retreating. That is huge right there. It's all starting to fall apart under Life's feet right now. There's 4 Changelings, but they're all about to die, so TaeJa's like, yeah, I don't really care. The Baneling's getting in, though, but not getting the critical amount of kills that they really need. And finally, Life just has to give the GG, who was about to lose his 3rd and 4th base. And I tell you what, man, he could not have been happy about that in the slightest. So there we go. Gave the GG. And TaeJa, man, I thought when his workers went down, he was going to go for a slow death, but somehow managed to pull it back. Just an absolutely awesome option. And the Widow Mine hits, sorry, on this 4th base, really just knocked the mutas completely out of contention. They were down to low health. Half of them were dead. And really, I mean, that's how crazy it is. He sacked 4 of his mutas to soak up all the Widow Mine hits, but there was 1 Widow Mine left. It hit the mutas, knocked him down to half life, and that muta hit right there made a huge difference to the end of the game. I tell you, that Widow Mine hit. So it's just, it can turn around like that, just boom, and suddenly you have gone from being pretty much even to having a disadvantage, and it could be quite a big disadvantage, especially when that bloody Terran player actually starts moving into your base and starts going at your expansion. So really, really good job by TaeJa there, and yeah, great stuff. So there we go. Thank you for enjoying this very, very long, very, very exciting game. I will catch you guys tomorrow for another one. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoy this game.